Okay, well, we're going to start talking about Google Sheets, and this was something very new for me. I had not ever used this until I went to the technology conference a couple weeks ago. Learned about this, especially using it with um, project-based classes. And being that I do senior project, I thought this might be something worth learning about. I realize now it has a lot of different applications and a lot of different things that I can do with it. So let's get started. Let me change this over to this one. There we go. All right. So we aren't going to do the survey. So I want to start with this, and we're going to look at how to find Google Sheets. And I came to a realization that there's really two ways to do that. Now, some of you may be very familiar with it, and it's no big deal. But let me just show you something very quick. Um, Minimize that. Okay. If you go, you should be ready to go at this, of course, from the dashboard. Click on the drive. And once you get to the drive, you'll see you can do it one of two ways. You can click on New, which will give you a sheet. And you just click out there. It'll give you a sheet, which is good. That's helpful. Problem being is, or at least for me, is I don't want to recreate the wheel if I can avoid it. So if you take your cursor over here to where it says Google Apps, click on it. What you'll find is Google Sheets right here. Click on this. And what it provides you with is this upper bar right here. And it's a template gallery. And that to me is important. I want to know the different possibilities. And again, I don't want to recreate the wheel if I don't have to. So you can see right here, there's a whole bunch of different things that is available to you. And and this is a pretty helpful list. So don't hesitate to do that. All right. So let's go back to working on what I have set up for you. All right, so that's using the Moodle and then also searching the web. You can do it, you can gather it from the web as well. But hey, you can get to the templates from Moodle, so take advantage of it.
The survey is now open. The survey is now open.
All right, so um, and again, like I said, I'm all about not recreating Will. I was looking on YouTube for information about Google Sheets, and I came across this very simple YouTube video. It's called Getting Started with Google Sheets. It's very helpful, very simple, but provides you with a lot of tools. So definitely take advantage of that. I'm going to show that to you here in just a second. All right, so let's get started. And we're going to set up a simple sheet. Um, and I'm going to go back and forth here. So follow along if you want to, if you want this PowerPoint, let me know and I'll send it to you because it's very hard to go back and forth on the video. So I'm going to do that. And hopefully, if you want the PowerPoint or the Google Slides, actually, I'll send it to you and then you can follow along a little easier. All right, so I'm going to get this, and I want to begin with my first sheet. Now already went ahead and put some names in, and this list is just for us to begin with. All right, so starting off with the list is helpful. But you should understand that, first of all, you should title your sheet. Your sheet is right here. I've already titled mine. What it says in this spot when you open up your sheet is Untitled Spreadsheet. All you have to do is click into it and create a new title. Don't forget to do that because then it saves. You're saving it automatically to that spot, and that way you won't have to go searching for anything. All right, so I'm going to be really elementary, forgive me here, but this row here is very important in that it identifies your columns obviously, those things that are up and down. And then this row here, this column, identifies the rows right here. Okay. And one thing that I think is that I had to look for a while because I was thinking in terms of how to do it through Excel and all. This is so much easier. All you have to do in order to make rows larger, and I'm one that likes rows larger, is that you highlight rows like this, and um, you can create a larger rule. Very simple. Just put your cursor, and it doesn't matter where you put it. Anywhere here is fine. Put your cursor and look for the arrows. That's the important thing. And you want to then take, you can raise it or make it smaller. I'm going to make it a little bigger here, and it will do all of the rows for you. But you got to highlight it. If you only click in one, the only thing it'll change is that one box. So you need to do that. Now, it goes, that's the same thing if you have, um, I don't want to do that. There we go. If you have, oops, sorry, you want to increase your columns, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use, again, it doesn't matter, anywhere in any one of the columns, look for the arrows, which goes back and forth, and you can increase or decrease your column. Very simple, easy to do. All right. Now, I went ahead and did this already, but if you have a column here and you need or want to, like you make a list and it is not in alphabetical order. Now, I don't want to take the time. I want to put the names in and then take advantage of this tool right here. It is under data. And I'm looking for the range because this is the range that I'm dealing with right here. If I want to sort a sheet, then I would go all the way across. But here is just this range, and I want to, well, let's just, for the sake of showing it to you, let's say I want to go from, instead of A to Z, let's go to Z to A. So all I have to do is click on that, and it's going to do that for me very quickly. Now you can see I had it already separated and it jumped back. I had put in 2 rows, or left 2 rows in particular. Well, since that did that, let's go ahead and add a row. All you have to do is just left click, and you can see insert one above. And I wanted 2 rows, so I'm going to put insert one above. Now, you can also see, of course, if you want to get rid of something, you can delete a row right here. Now, you can highlight and you'll have to, okay, you'll have to go into here for create, actually just do 1 row at a time. Okay, you can probably do more, but I'm not sure how, and I don't want to take the time right now too. But let's go back. Now I don't want to lose my rows, so now I'm only interested in these names right here. So I've highlighted just that area, okay, just those cells. Now I want to go back to data. I want to sort them, A to Z. Now this is the only thing here, and it's only going to give me, oh, this particular range. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and I'll add that back. Insert and insert. Okay. All right, so now you can see the names are in alphabetical order. Okay. Now, I want these rows to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to need them to be bigger. So I'm going to go in right now and make these rows bigger. You can see they for both rows. Now I want to also name these rows right now. So I'm going to name them. I'm going to say this is the name because that's the name of the kids we're going to use. And then I want to come over here and I also want to put in the term status, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. Okay, now you can see there's a big difference in the change in the size. So now I want to change this, and I can go in here and identify I want it 18. Now you see I didn't have to highlight that. That's the nice thing about the Google Docs or Google Sheets, sorry, is that you can get away with that, and that's pretty cool. Now I also want to show you, and unfortunately I realize this is not in the PowerPoint, but it's something I do want to show you. I want to separate these two lines because I'm going to be using this for some assignments and some identification of the work I'm going to do, and that'll make more sense here in just a little bit. But I want to separate these two lines, and I want that to be pretty clear. So I'm going to right away I'm going to identify this line. And how I do this is very simple. I come in here to borders and I do this bottom border, and that's nice, but I want it a little bigger. Sorry, let me go to this one. I want it just a bit bigger, so I'm going to identify that. All right, cool. Now this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to identify, again, the border right there, but I want this to be a little thicker. So I'm going to do this for that one. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to um, highlight these two, because what I want to do is I want to create a, wait a minute, I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm sorry. No, I want to lock in these rows. So I'm going to start with these two right here, and that lock comes here. If you would come to view, you'll see this right here. It's called freeze. All right, I want to freeze these rows, and I want to freeze these two rows. So I'm going to click on two. Now, you can see it's given that line there. That's frozen those two rows. What's cool about this is if I want to, let's look at, I can move this up, and you can see now this row has remained the same, and if I want to look at Mat or Maddox or whatever, I can do that without losing this area right here. It stays in place. I also want to do that for this row right here, and well, actually both these rows. I want them to stay the same. So I come back into view, freeze, and now I'm talking about two columns. So we're going to do that. There you go. Now, if you want to work forward, you could, if you keep your eye at the top, you can see I've got all these columns, but my row with names and with the status is going to remain the same. Okay, so that's really nice. All right, now I'm going to move to another sheet, this one right here. All right, so this is kind of the finished product, and I'm going to show you all these different cool little additions to my Google Sheet. All right, as you can see, let's just start row one. You can see here I've separated these columns into areas of work. For example, articles of the Constitution, then amendments, and I've even have something for air testing. So what I've got here, and of course then the area that we'd already talked about, name and status. So what I need to be able to do is, you can see there is no line here. We need to merge these three columns. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And unfortunately, I left that off of my presentation, or off my Google slides. So I'm going to show this to you. All right. I left that there. That's already shown. So I'm going to just go over here. And let's say I want to put together three. Now I can't do it this way. And that was the automatic thing. I went right to the end. I don't want to do that. I only wanted to do certain cells. This is the cell, plus this one, plus this one. Hold the control key down, and that will then highlight your cells. Now, Um, I want to merge cells, and for some reason, my merging cells have disappeared. I'm not sure why. Hmm, why did that happen? Okay, I had to stop for a second because something wasn't working, so I'm back. And so I'm back to merging cells. All right, so you start with merging a cell, and the thing that I just learned was that you do have to start here with the row, but then put down your control key and then click. Okay, it did not do what I wanted to do. How crazy. All right, it's killing me here. That's it. Sorry. Don't put in the control key. Oh man, I'm still learning this too, so forgive me as I figure these things out. Okay, so you've identified it, and you've got to identify the row or the column, sorry, and then put your key and then put your cursor and run it across. Do not use your control key. Now you can see this highlighted. This is what we're looking for. So, and you want to merge those cells together. Click right there. Now you've got them merged together. This is so much simpler than Excel. So there you go. You've got that highlighted. Now let's say you forgot this key. All right. So you're going to identify this and do it across. Again, all you have to do is hit that and then it adds it in. So let's say you wanted those three but didn't want this. So you can put that right there, and all you have to do is come up here and do this. Sorry, come here and unmerge. Sorry. So we can across and merge. There you go. All right, there you go. Those are merging the cells, which is this front line right here. Okay. Now, a couple things that are really, really cool that I want to show you here. The first one is the drop-down menus. Okay, now I'm back following my PowerPoint. Drop-down menus are really cool because you can give the kids an opportunity to use these sheets and do something like this. This is their status, letting them know how they're doing. This is, in this case, I've used I'm good, need help.
Just a reminder
So
to all DLT members, we are meeting up in the media center. We do have DLT beginning at 1 o'clock.
So this gives a student an opportunity to do some work and then in a blended classroom. But if they need help, this is one way they can let you know. Or like, for example, here, this highlighted, maybe Bella's doing fine, I'm good. Chad's doing fine, I'm good. Okay, Chastity. Dan, on the other hand, needs some help. So you can see at a glance, I can see, all right, I need to check in with Andy. I also need to check in with Dan. And then they can do this very quiet. They don't have to make a big deal of it. But if you share this document with your kids, then they can, as needed, put in need help. And then once they are in good shape, they can change it over to I'm good. So it's in this case, it's what they're filling out their status for an assignment. So this is a really helpful thing. Now let's look at some assignments. What can we do? How can we deal with that with an assignment? All right, so here I've used working and let's just go down one, finished. What we can do here then is if somebody is working on the assignment, um, that's fine. If they're working and they're saying I'm good, then I'm cool with that. But let's say they're finished, then I can go in and grade. That tells me exactly I can begin to start grading some things. So it's just at a glance. Now, how do you do this? How do you put this together? All right, let me show you that. The first thing need to do is you've got to create a drop-down menu. Now I'm going to go over here and create this because I've already created that in that other area. So what I've got here is a row. Now you notice I didn't go all the way up. I'm just dealing with the area that the kids are working with it. Now I go over to data. Scroll down to, or slide down here to data validation. Click on that. Now you've got this screen here of stuff. The first thing to note is do not do anything with this. Cell range you've already identified when you highlighted what you were interested in doing. Now, under criteria, then, you click on criteria and you're going to list the items. Right? And then I'm going to use, in this case, working. I'm going to show, whoops, working. Okay, my fingers are in the wrong spot. Working. And if you were looking at the screen, or what was written here prior to my typing in, you saw that we should separate the items with a comma. So I've got working and finished. All right. You leave this clicked. You don't do anything with this. You come over here to invalid data. Click on reject input. That's all you have to do. Okay. And then save. All right. You can see you've got your drop down. All right. So right here, you've got your words. Now they're not colored yet. I will show you how to do that in just a second. All right. So you can see all of these working, finished. Okay. Now, right now while I'm here, if you want to get rid of this, all you have to do is just hit delete. That's it. Just delete. And it's still, it hasn't gone away. It's just right there. You've just eliminated anything written for right now. All right. Now, you want a color like you can see here. All right. So you will now go to changing colors based on the content of the cells. This is pretty cool. So again, highlight what you want to work on, and if you were wanting to do it right away, you don't even have to change the color, it's already highlighted. But in this case, we're going to do it. We had to highlight it again. All right, so we come here. Now this is called conditional formatting. So we're going to go up to the menu and you're going to see format. Okay, now you're going to slide down here to conditional formatting. Okay, now you can see I've already got some stuff here. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want to get confused with all of that's going on here. Okay, so what you want to do is you're going to add in these rows right here, you're going to add a new rule. Okay, and it's identified where it is. Again, you don't have to tell the range, you've already highlighted it. Now you're going to come over here to cell is not empty and you're going to click on text contains. You click on that. Now you're going to come over here to the paint bucket right here. And you're going to decide what color you want this to be. So let's go with a bright color right here. Oops, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead, forgot to put the value in. Okay, we've got to identify we've got two words we're working with. We're using working and finished. Let's put in working first. Okay, we've identified the color right here. Now, before you do anything else, click on another rule because you have one more word to do. You've got to do finish. All right, now you need a new color for that. Okay, so let's go with a bright pink. Okay, all right. Now you had two words you were working with. Click on done. All right, see right there they are. And let's see if it shows up. All right, for working, it shows up beautiful. For finished, it shows up beautiful. Okay, there you go. All right, so you can use that in all your cells. Okay, now we've already got that. Let's see. Now, it's important to be able to protect your cells. especially things that you don't want the kids to get into. If you're going to use this and the kids have access, you're going to need to be able to protect stuff that you've got. Now, I've got here, and this is very simple. This is not on your Google Sheets, but it's very simple to do. Here's an assignment that I've identified. Where's the principals? And you can see as soon as I go there, it's got a web page. All right, so I'm going to click on that. This actually allows students to go to their web page, right? Complete the assignment, right? I don't want the kids messing with this. So I need to be able to save that. Now you don't have to always have a link, but in this case, both of these have links. I don't want them messing with this. So what I need to do then is select the cells, and I'm going to select this whole row because that's, um, I want to highlight both rows, sorry. I want both rows to be highlighted. All right, again, we go to data. All right, and we are going to look for protected sheets and ranges right there. All right. Now we're going to set permissions right here to only you. Only you. All right. Can be used to limit a particular row or modification by only one student or group, but right now that's me, okay? All right. Now we're going to set permission. Okay. This restricts who can edit this range. Me. So now what probably would be a good idea is to put your name in there. All right. Changes saved. Now no one else can get to that. No one can edit. You can see these are both locked. I can edit, but these are they are locked. Okay. So I strongly recommend protecting those rows with links and columns too. You probably would be a good idea to protect this as well, so names aren't getting messed up. You want them to be able to access this row, so you do not want them to access, um, um, but you do not want them to mess with the names. So again, you're going to protect, you're going to put in protected, well, you're going to start at data, sorry, and protected sheets ranges. All right, there it is. You're going to put in, let's say, put in name, okay, and set permission. Again, only you. Done. All right, so now this protects this. Okay. All right. So I have learned a lot in the last couple weeks with regards to Google Sheets. A lot I don't know yet. I strongly recommend that you go in and play. This is what I did. I began to really push that I wanted to learn how to do this. So I began to look at websites. I began to look at YouTube, all of which gave me excellent information. I'm sure there's a ton of things that I do as time goes on. I will change, do better, do differently. But that's what you got to do. You got to spend the time with the sheets to be able to do the sheets. So hopefully I've given you a beginning. If there's anything I can do to help, please talk to me. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. But do remember I am a bit limited myself. So hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.